Welcome to the Hanford Dixon Show. I'm Gabriella Kreuz alongside the top dog. Woo. It's getting tough week after week, guys, but we're in this together. Browns taking that 34-13 loss against the Commanders. It's tough, but hey, Hanford, what did you do this weekend? What were you up to for the game?
Oh, it's been such a crazy weekend. I'm not the happiest of how do I put this? I was in D.C., Gab. I went to D.C. I went to the game. I have to say Saturday. I did a Browns backers party at this. I'm trying to think what I can't even remember what the hell the name of the bar or restaurant was, but it was pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
They had some. The place was just absolutely packed with Browns fans, and anytime we get a chance to go and see a bunch of those. And then also what I did was Sunday morning from 9 to 12, right at the stadium, I also did another party of Browns fans, and that was pretty interesting. You want to hear something funny, though?
What's that?
What I did was I got up, and they wanted me to come up and get the mic and talk to the fans a little bit right before it was time to walk over to the stadium. And what do you think I did with that mic?
Oh, I could only imagine.
My song. I did my song. Some people say I'm no good. And you know, all the people.
People had to eat that up.
Listen to me. All the people were just shocked, and they were just clapping, and and then I could see them singing with me. I said, I was thinking about you because I said, I know I don't sound, this is terrible the way I sound, but at least if I'd had you singing with me, it was sounded.
I bet you had the people going. What else do you like to sing? You know anything by the Commodores?
Oh, God. Don't
like,
you
know,
even
maybe
do
like
it. Don't do it to me.
Night shift. Saturday night
Oh, why did you have to hit me with that? Gabby, talking about Roll Tide, Alabama, Jamma.
I just feel like something happened with the Commodores, and I'm not going to get a big bellowing Roll Tide today.
Listen to me. This is how sad it was. Saturday, when I went to the event, I was telling everybody, look, you know, because all I could see across the TV was...
You had to be traumatized.
There's a big upset in the making. And I said, well, don't tell me the score. Nobody, don't tell me the score. I don't want to know. And they said, okay, we won't tell you what the score was. So eventually what I said was, I was trying to get something out of them. I said, okay, if Alabama lost, don't tell me what the score is. And they said, okay, we won't tell you what the score was. So I knew right away then that Alabama had lost that game. And it was just so bad because I didn't listen to any of, I didn't listen to Big Play or any of the stations, sports stations, because I didn't want to hear what they were saying about Alabama losing that game. That was a big game. Pat, did you?
Yeah, Pat,
you understand how big of a win that was for them?
Yeah, guys, they were taking the uprights down the street in Broadway in Nashville. Yeah. They carried him all the way down and threw him in the river in Nashville.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question then. Let me ask you and Gab a question. Why are you guys smiling when you said that, when you mentioned that?
Because
guys fans, baby.
Are you guys? Don't talk about Ohio State because Ohio State was having problems early in that game before they pulled that one off. Now
let Ohio State play in the SEC. They're not going to lose to Vanderbilt.
Oh,
not going to lose to Vandy. Not going to lose to Vandy, Hanford.
Hanford's probably got, he's going through it. He has to be going through it this morning.
So I'll say that between the Cleveland Browns and Alabama Crimson Tide, it has not been a great weekend. And now I'm pretty upset because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I didn't get in until I was traveling. I didn't get in until late last night, but that's all right. That's all right. You know what? I was thinking of something, guys, and I think what we're going to do is I don't think the Browns Backers Club get enough.
And they're huge.
Because enough props for what they do.
They really coordinate so much. They put their own time and money into coordinating all those events and gathering the fans. They do a ton.
And they're all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're everywhere.
Did you see our friend Joey? You might have met him. He's, Cleveland meme comedian guy. He was in Hawaii, I think, partying with a Browns Backers Club. But this was for the Raiders game.
Oh.
But I mean, you're right. It's worldwide. Or international, but also around the world. Because you also see the guy, the Browns UK guy.
Yeah, Paul Brown was here for our watch party.
Yeah. So you guys tell me what you think. And why don't we do this on a little segment every week? Let's honor those guys. Let's
give someone a shout out or a spotlight.
let's do a club a week on our show, and we'll bring them on. But what can we do? I mean, what can we do to get them?
I think we could reach out to them.
Okay.
Or anyone who's watching the show, reach out to us. We'll make this interpersonal here. But it'd be nice to spotlight your chapter, and then send us a picture of the group. We'll have it on the show. We'll just learn a little bit more about what you do to prepare and get everything together.
That's what we'll do. If you think that your club is worthy of being on the Hanford Dixon show, we want you guys to contact us, and we'll have the president on for a little segment, and just to find out what you're doing, and just to tell you guys how much we really appreciate you guys, even though this damn team is not winning any games right now. And
I know.
Boy, we're gonna really dive into this.
We can't avoid it. I will say we can end our opening segment on a high note, though. I did work Guardians postseason baseball over the weekend.
Oh,
so I hope that warmed your heart a little.
Oh, hold on! I forgot all about that. The guard. Did you see? Well, did you see?
That it mend a little bit of your broken heart?
That making me smile a little bit. You know what really made me smile? Quan is starting to hit again.
Yeah.
He's back at the top. Did you see that almost home run he hit off the top of the wall for that double in the first inning? So you made me smile when you start talking about those Guardians because we are playing a hot Detroit team.
We did. We jumped out to an early 5-0 lead, and then we held on. And the other thing is, the pitching has been great. Now we're going to have our hands full with Skubal.
Yeah.
But we're ready for it.
Yeah, he's a Cy Young. I mean, he is just awesome right now. But that's all right. We'll take care of him. We're gonna beat we just got to get this. If we can get game 2.
Yeah. By the time this airs, we'll already know the answer. So hopefully we're putting good juju into the universe. Into Cleveland,
Well,
Ohio.
I'll say this. You made me happy, but unfortunately we got to go back to these Cleveland Browns.
We do. We'll dissect more after this. Thanks for watching the Hanford Dixon Show. Stick with us. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. I'm Gabriella Kreuz alongside the top dog, and we've procrastinated long enough. It is time to face it headstrong. What we have seen over the weekend, Hanford with our football team, rather.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to talk about it, but a lot of people are not happy, including myself. It's just a excuse the language, but a damn shame. It really is.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer for the fans, like you mentioned. People be traveling, and we're still holding strong. We're so united. But the reality is, if we look at the stats here, Watson 15 for 28, 125 yards, touchdown, 7 sacks. Offense had 3 first downs in the first half. Defense allowed 215 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. There was 9 penalties. And, we could keep going, but that's a solid place to start about maybe where some of the problems were.
Well, I'll say this before we
bring in our
guest. I'll say this. And like I said, I know I don't even want to we're all on the same page right now. But, guys, on third down, they were 0 for 12. I mean, 0 for 12 on third down along. But I think we've held him out long enough. Don't you agree? Let's bring him on.
Let's bring in the one who really wants to rage. Angry Ken is with us. He's got the bag on his head and everything.
I don't even know where to begin other than the only word that comes to mind right now, and that's dysfunction. There's dysfunction at every level of the organization. There was a point in the game yesterday where I started thinking about the things that were making me angry. I got to say, as I sit here today, it's beyond anger, it's dysfunction, and now I'm back to the 1-31 days with a bag over my head.
You know what, guys? I have to say this. I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see during the course of the game, at some point, Angry Ken and Gabby, they turn the cameras to the fans. And I'm telling you, they had the bags over their head at this game, and it's not funny. It's just sad.
Yeah.
What's so sad about it is you wait all year, and this team has talent. And we were
Right.
in the playoffs last year, and we remember that bad game against Texas, but we thought coming into this year, pretty much everything coming back intact. But no, when I say dysfunction, we blew up the offense. We got rid of our offensive coordinator. We bring in Ken Dorsey. Hanford, Gab, how uncoordinated does that offense look? Stefanski trying to call Dorsey's plays. Nothing worse than what happened at the end of the that first drive at the beginning of the third quarter. We get down to the end zone. We can't get the play in. We got too many guys, and Deshaun throws up his hands and walks off.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you feel like some of that dysfunction, you're saying that because some of it's written on the behavior of the play? Like, you can tell by people's reactions and things, too. It's not just some of the things that are going wrong, because things can go wrong in a football game, but maybe some of the reactions to what's going wrong are telling.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a problem with this football team because when you look at, just like you guys talked about, you look at some of the way, the reaction, some of the way players are acting, you could just see it in their faces. I mean, they're just not happy with the way things are going. I mean, guys, we started this season, we started with such high hopes. I mean, you looking at a football team, we had a number one defense. Okay, we got an offense that we thought we were just adding a lot of talent to it. We bring in Jerry Jeudy. We give him all this money. He's the guy that's supposed to add to the receiver core. Deshaun is healthy to start the season. That was a big plus. Obviously, we're missing Nick Chubb at the running back position, but we got Ford, we got Strong, we got those guys that are able to run the football. And then the offensive line has always been good. And this has been an area that, just mind-boggling and just puzzling to me because how can an offensive line as good as the one we had how can all this happen? I mean, again, yesterday, the week before, I think we gave up 8 sacks, and then yesterday we gave up another 7. And I'm not talking about how many times we pressured the quarterback. And again, Deshaun is holding the ball. He's got to take a part of the blame for some of this too. But then again, you can't have this and win football games. It's just not going to happen.
Hanford, come on. Deshaun taking part of the – it starts with Deshaun. He's the leader on the offense. But the leader's nowhere to be found. You got Jameis Winston giving the rally cry to the team before the game even starts. It's the body language. Shout out to Coach Greg Williams on the Come and Get Some show with Blake. They've been talking about it all season long. Leadership starts during the week. These guys aren't following Deshaun. And it gets me upset when people say they're not trying. Of course they're trying. They're professionals. But, Hanford, you brought it up last week. It's business decisions. You're going to go out there. You're going to try hard. But when you're down 20 points in the first half, are you really laying your body on the line, Hanford? Come on.
And guys, back to the offensive line, and I don't care what anyone says, Bill Callahan is missed. I mean, you talking about the guy who was the offensive line coach and kept that offensive line together. And I'm telling you, those guys, when he was there, I mean, they knew what they were doing. They were picking up the blitzes. They were just there opening up holes for running backs to run through those holes. And now that he's not there, this offensive line is a mess.
All right, Hanford,
I mean,
question.
just a mess.
Question for you, because we heard the stories after Johnny Manziel was here. Times where the offensive linemen were saying, the guy doesn't know what's going on. They would do the Olay block, and they would watch him get creamed. Is that going on right now? Are the players saying we can't play with this guy? Are they letting the rush go through?
No, I'm going to say no. I mean, as a professional, I mean, no, that can't be. It's hard for me to believe those guys would do that. I don't care if I didn't like a particular player on the team. Once we put on those pads, once we're on the same team, you forget all the personal stuff. It's a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team, and you're going to do everything you possibly can to help your teammates be better so we can win that ball game. I know some of those rumors or whatever may be out there, but I guarantee you, as a player, those guys are not letting those defensive linemen go to get to Deshaun and tackle him because that is their quarterback.
All right, another question. This is what we're getting from the dog pound. They're hitting me up with this one. Should Stefanski have pulled Deshaun in the second half? Could have come up with an excuse after and said, look, it just wasn't there. We're going to try and make a change. he's still our starting quarterback and gone to Jameis Winston? Would you have done that?
Well, that I have to say, it would have crossed my mind, and it did cross my mind yesterday because I thought at some point that he was going to, because the game was out of hand. I mean, the game was out of hand. We wasn't getting anywhere with Deshaun, and I thought, sometimes you need to throw in a new face or a new body in there to see what he can do. You like your backup quarterback. I would have, if I was head coach in this game and the way things were progressing yesterday, I would have switched it up. Not to start a quarterback controversy. What I would have done, I would have just brought in Jameis and bring him in there to play. But I would let everybody know after the game that, hey, Deshaun is still my quarterback. He's my starting quarterback, and he's going to be my starting quarterback for the next game.
So you know what? Then I got to go with one last quick question here. Dog Pound's hitting us up with this one. Coach Stefanski was Coach of the Year twice.
Yeah.
You got to believe he wanted to do that. But was Andrew Berry saying under no circumstances, or was it even higher than Andrew Berry saying under no circumstances we're sticking with Deshaun Watson? You don't take him out. We got too much money invested. I don't know, Hanford. That's what I mean by dysfunction.
Well, I want to say, and I want to hope that that's not happening because, again, when you win Coach of the Year twice or once, I mean, that's an honor that they're just not going to give it to you. You have to earn that honor. And Stefanski, there's no question he knows what he's doing, but I would hate to think that Barry or anyone higher up would signal down or call down and tell him how to run this football team, who to play with this football team. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand there's some people out there, maybe talking and saying those things, but no, absolutely not. Stefanski is making those decisions on who's going to play and who's not going to play.
All right, we've got more questions, but we've got to take a break. Thanks for watching the Hanford Dixon Show. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. We've got our Browns headlines brought to you by Northeast Factory Direct. If you're looking to update your home, you've got to check out Northeast Factory Direct. They've got furniture, kitchen cabinets, hot tubs, mattresses, and more for way less than what you would pay at any of those fancy retail stores. And you can shop online at northeastfactorydirect.com or visit any of their stores in Cleveland, Euclid, Macedonia, or North Canton. And don't forget to ask about that Hanford Dixon bonus.
You know what's amazing to me is that you can just remember that. And you could just do
remember it. He's being silly.
So listen to this. I was doing TV, and this is so funny. And they had it up on the screen for me, and they were scrolling down, and they went too fast. And here you are live on TV, and you're stuck right there.
Oh man.
Dog it!
Shout out to producer Pat. He's a seasoned pro. He gets in there and we just figure it out.
All right, I just had to say that.
Hey, we're seasoned pros over here. I got you. And check out Northeast Factory Direct. And speaking of being direct, we got to be direct and get back into these Browns. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was a little bit with the defense. Okay, were you surprised? Like Jaden Daniels, he's lit up every defense he's faced. Were you surprised by how easily Washington was able to drive on this Browns defense yesterday?
Guys, I knew if we were going to have a chance to win this ball game, our defense had to show up and they had to travel. I mean, because when you look at our defense, obviously we don't travel well. And I knew we had to because boy, this kid is something else. I mean, this kid is a rookie, but he's not playing like a rookie. Going into yesterday's ball game, I mean, can you imagine only punting 4 times? 4 times they punted. And in 2 games, they didn't punt at all. And you know what that means? That means you're putting points on the board. But what I like about this kid is they have started to, in college, obviously you hear us here all the time. We're talking about the RPO, run pass. And this guy ran this offense in college. And what they have done, they have brought the same offense right now here with the Washington Commanders. And I'm telling you, he has just picked it up and he is just running with it. And he has just been phenomenal. This guy, he's a very fast quarterback. He can throw the football. And I'm telling you, he's right now playing at not only Rookie of the Year, but MVP.
But you know what, too? You watch that game, he's having fun. You see him smiling. You see the players lighting up around him. The whole atmosphere, the whole vibe on that Commander's sideline is so different. The fans were in it, and it starts with the quarterback. I'm sorry, and we just don't have that in Cleveland right now. But so I'm rooting for the Commanders. I want to see them do well.
Can you do? Are you doing your Stefanski?
Yeah, you know what? So
yeah.
as I was listening to you talk, and by the way, waiting way too long to get Angry Ken in here, and I had to get the bag off my head. That thing was driving me nuts. But Kevin Stefanski, just with the arms crossed, just hanging out. We're just dysfunction over from top to bottom.
Well, you guys just talked about it. You talked about having fun. Does he look like he's having fun?
No, he's not. But I'll tell you who's having fun. Baker Mayfield.
Oh, here we
Joe
go.
Flacco.
Here we go.
Come on, man. That's Joe Flacco, 33 for 44, 359 yards, 3 TDs, but he's not good enough for the Browns.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. I would have Flacco back in a minute. I would take him. I would take him right now.
That was good energy.
But Gab, please agree with me on this.
What are you
Baker Mayfield, we'll let Baker Mayfield stay where he is.
No,
I mean,
I don't know.
Listen,
I wasn't necessarily a Baker bro through and through. I wasn't didn't like him, but some people were just ride or die, baby. Baker this, Baker. I'm going to name my dog. I'm going to name my kid Baker. I wasn't to that extent. But, hey, I can put some respect on what he does with the camaraderie aspect, and he is a go-getter. And, we've seen the cycle. I will say that cycle will maybe live on forever. The chip on my shoulder has a good game, then gets the chip again.
Well, hold on. Before you say anything.
But hey, look at how productive he's been right now.
Listen to this.
Can't deny that.
I agree with all you guys. Baker's having a great year this year. He's having a great year.
You can't deny that.
You can't deny that. But not having back here.
I'll tell you what, it starts with leadership. I don't see it. The only people that are rooting for Deshaun right now are Leroy Bickerstaff, which may be Deshaun, and the 10 other burner accounts that Deshaun has, and the 10 people that he's paying to tweet at halftime.
Listen, to your point, Hanford, he's not coming back, and neither is Flacco. And so we can't keep marinating on what was. We must move forward. I don't see us bringing him back.
Do you think the Browns are coming back?
Well, I can't see them going back on the decisions that they've made. They're already not going back.
All right, Jameis Winston. Is it Jameis Winston time, Gab?
Listen.
Hanford, is it Jameis Winston time?
It doesn't matter what I think because it's what they are going to do.
No. And hear me out on this. Here, you guys have
What, is Andrew Berry whispered in your ear?
Listen, we're both on the Browns payroll.
Wait, that's
for starters.
I'm not.
Hey, you have to hear me out on this one. Okay, the team is 1-4. I mean, when you look at the numbers, and again, you hear me all the time talk about analytics. I'm not one. I don't like it. I don't want to crunch the numbers like they do. But I still think that this team, a 4-loss team, I still think they can get it together. I have to believe that they can get it together. We have to believe they can get it together, and they can. Obviously, it's going to be tough. You brought up something really, really interesting. We were talking about off the air, and you were talking about the teams if they beat the teams in the division.
Right now, our chances of the playoffs are 2%, but thank goodness we're in this tough division because everybody's beating each other up. We still control our own destiny because if we win in the division games, we can win the division. And that's all we got to hope for now. But I don't see it. There's no hope for this offense.
Well, and let me say this. And we started off, we were talking about the Commanders, and we're talking about their offense, their rookie quarterback. And guys, again, I was at the game, and I was sitting in the stands. And I was watching a place that I don't ever want to be again. I mean, I just don't want to be in the stands watching a football game because
you got heckled.
Well, I didn't.
Maybe not you personally, but you observed.
Yeah, I did, and I just didn't like some of the things that I was seeing and hearing, and because a lot of the people that I guess they were drunk. And again,
that's what we do at football games.
I was on my Diet Coke kick there.
You weren't
with rum.
No, it was no rum. I was Diet Coke. That's all I had.
That's a translation. Hanford saying he was too sober to be dealing with all of that.
Now Saturday night, I did have a few. At the just a couple. It was just they had the right beer there. They had the garage beer, so that's why I had a couple of those. But I could tell you this, guys. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I have to believe, I have to get back and say this before we take a break. I have to believe that this football team can get it together, and they're going to get it together because we're 1-4 right now. But there's still a chance.
There's a chance because we're going to Philadelphia, and they're struggling.
Yeah.
And you want to see a fan base that'll turn on your team fast. Come on, they threw snowballs at Santa Claus one year.
They've got issues of their own.
And we have to say this, guys. We got some encouraging news that I know we're going to talk about. Nick Chubb was back at practice. David Njoku was back in the game.
But he hurt his knee. Hurt his knee yesterday. We got to see how bad.
Oh, good. Don't. Where's that bag you have? I'm gonna put that.
He's like, where does my soliloquy
I'm gonna
go
put
from
that
here?
bag on my head.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back with more Hanford Dixon show right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon show. It's time for our Lipton hard iced tea, hard hit of the game, hard knocks. This is kind of a fun segment, and this is a bright spot because we can talk about the Browns in a positive light too. Because I was gonna go with JOK's forced fumble on McLaurin.
Oh, wait a
My
minute.
hard
Before
hit.
we do that, you like drinking that Lipton
Hey, this
hard
green
ice.
I do because I like the green tea one.
I know it because you like the green tea and I like the peach. So, but yeah, you like that
you
stuff.
like it a little fruity.
Wait a minute there. You better be glad I can't get to your neck
don't
over
know
there.
what's
You know, I
happening.
just take your neck and squeeze it in my hand right now. Not to hurt you, but just to squeeze it a little bit.
We just silly on this
Hey,
show.
Can
Hey,
I
you
tell
know
you?
what?
Can I
Yeah.
tell you that was good? That was good. That was good. You got me there.
I got him. Hey, every once in a while, I gotta get you back. It looks like someone got Ken back, by the way. What's up with the jersey?
Yeah.
Well, since it is the Lipton Hard Knocks Iced Tea segment, I got to go back to a payback for a bet with our marketing director, Layla Corey, and her husband, Matt, who bet us that the Giants were going to beat the Browns. I was so confident. I was giving Matt a hard time at the beginning
wow.
of the year, and I said his Giants were terrible. So we make this bet. Not only did I bet we were going to beat the Giants, but I bet that we would cover the spread of 6 points, and I'm so embarrassed. So, Matt, my hard hit is you to me, my friend. Paybacks are tough, and I'm paying you back. Lipton Hard Iced Tea. Hard knock for me goes to Matt.
That is a hard knock.
Well, he is a good sport.
Yeah, hey, a deal's a deal. A bet's a bet.
Deal is a deal. He followed up on it. I hear you, big dog. What is yours?
The JOK, the forced fumble.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's hard to, JOK really is a bright spot for us. I know that we do look at the Browns as objectively as we can, and to keep with that objectivity, there are bright spots, and JOK is one of them.
well, you know what mine is? Mine is a guy who I would like to see more production out of him, Zadarius Smith. His quarterback sack, I think that was right in the beginning of the game. He come up with a big play, and boy, we need him to step up, especially now because Miles is, as we know, is not all there. I mean, he's going to give you everything that he's got, but he's a little injured there, and you could tell Miles is not Miles, but I'll take an injured Miles over a lot of other players that are 100%.
It's
so
true. His 8 out of 10 is a lot better than many.
yeah. So
You know what, though?
Zadarius.
Are we wasting these years of Myles Garrett, JOK, Denzel Ward? I mean, the window's only open for so long, and that's why, I hate to always come on here and be so angry. And I'm angry that I'm wearing this clown outfit, by the way, from the Giants. I don't know who came up with this uniform, but of course, Matt and Layla decided I had to wear it. But we're wasting this window, don't you think, Hanford?
Yeah, especially you talk about a guy like JOK, and you guys know how I feel about him. He's like one of my favorites because he's a guy that gives his motor runs all the time. You hear him, Gab and Ken. You hear people talking about a guy's motor never stops, and JOK is one of those guys. I mean, he's 100%. He goes 100 miles an hour on every single play. Did you see the play that he made during the course of the game? I think it was an interception. Did you?
Oh man!
Did you
was
guys
that an
see
interception?
that? I couldn't believe it because I thought they were going to call it back. I thought they were going to say he trapped the ball, but he didn't.
Those are just a few of the gems. I'll give you another gem. And I hate to say it, but one of our best players is our punter. And that guy booms him and he knocks him out at the 1 yard line. And our kicker, Hopkins, hits another 50-yarder. I mean, we've got the landscaping. We just don't have a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true. We do have to give credit where credit is due. Hopkins, Hopkins made a 51-yarder. Bajorquez is good again. The defense also forced 2 turnovers. You know, we got to look at our bright
Yeah,
side.
but we're missing something. I mean, we're missing something on this football team as a whole.
A quarterback. That's what we're missing. Because Hanford, doesn't the defense feed off of that?
The defense does feed off of that, but it's just something's just not right. Something's just not there because when we look at this team and we talked about it, you could just see it in everybody's face that I don't know. I mean, this team is too good. There's too much talent on this team to be where we are right now at this stage in the season. 1-4. I mean, 1-4? Are you kidding me?
Like I said, only thing that saves us is the division games.
And when you look at our payroll, I mean, 1-4 with all the guys that we have on this team. Come on,
well,
man.
70% of the payroll goes to the quarterback. All right, I exaggerate.
$230 million guaranteed, and we have him for 2 more years.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, he's not going to be around.
Well, right now he's here, and we have him for 2 more years.
Leroy Bickerstaff tweeted out yesterday, free Deshaun. You know what, Leroy? Free the Browns, okay? Free the Browns. You guys go wherever you want to go. Big play will throw in a few bucks. Get him out of here.
Oh, my goodness.
And they do play off of each other. Like, Hanford, how hard is it being on defense and just watching the offense not be able to move the ball, and then you got to come out there? What does that do, from the in-game standpoint of energy or
I know where you're going.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly where you're going,
Momentum,
and that's a great question. I mean, it really is. Let me tell you what we used to do, Gab. When we were playing, and the defense is out there giving you everything that we have, and we're coming up with big play after big play after big play. And then the offense, like we'd turn the ball and give the ball back to them, like the defense were doing, and they'll go 3 and out. The stare that we would give them. I mean, we would just look at them like, what the hell are you guys doing? I mean, get it together. And they would know that we didn't appreciate the way they were playing and how they were handling this ball game. And hopefully some of that is going on because you can't just be nice to those guys. I mean, they're professionals too, and we got to do what we got to do to turn this thing around.
Do you take it out on the practice field during the next week?
Oh yeah.
So is that going on this week?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, come on.
Now I don't know about today how these guys do it, but that's the way we did it. I mean, we didn't play that.
How do they even sit? How do they even sit? How do they even sit? Watch it, Fruit. Watch it, Fruit. Don't be laughing at me, Fruit. How do they even sit in the meetings? I don't know.
Oh, but the good thing about it in the meetings, what they do is they all come together. They watch the film together, and then they'll separate defensively and offensively and watch the thing. But I'm telling you, man, you wouldn't believe the stare and how we would look and how we would talk to them on the sideline because we would let them know that we didn't appreciate it, Gab.
I believe it. All right, let's take a break. We got to look ahead, too. We got to get amped for our game coming up. We got the Eagles, and we'll be back with more Hanford Dixon Show to dissect that right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. I think, fellas, it's time to look ahead. Oh, yeah. You just wish you could.
I know it. I wish I had a Gab, but know.
He's gotta get me back a little bit somehow.
Yeah, I owe you.
I will be waiting. Next Monday, it's always something, guys. Listen, Hanford, Philadelphia coming up. Eagles, we were just starting to get into it a little bit. They've got some issues of their own, but they are coming off a bye week. So we got to bring it.
Well, I have to say this. At the beginning of the year, when I pencil in the Philadelphia Eagles on our schedule, I said, this is going to be a tough game for us because the Eagles is a good football team. But you're exactly right. They have their own issues, and I think it all starts with their head coach. I mean, he's not getting along with some of the players, and
Yeah, he might be on the hot seat.
Yeah, maybe on the hot seat. So I think we're catching them at the right time. But then again, you turn around and you look at it, you could say the same thing about us. I mean, they're catching us at the right time because our 1-4 record. Who knows who the hell is going to win this this football game between these two teams? But I think both of us are in a position where we just have to win this ball game.
Yeah, both of us, you're right, because it could be a real, going back to the momentum term again, this could be a real changer for either team that they're just hurting for it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're playing them in Philadelphia. I would feel a lot better if we were playing them here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But it could work to our favor, though. Those fans in Philadelphia will turn on you in a heartbeat. And, this is where our defense has to step up. Come on, Coach Schwartz. Let's get some turnovers, score some points. The defense and special teams could win this game for us. I'm not counting on the offense, but keep it low scoring, some turnovers, and watch those fans turn on Hurts. I like it. There's a chance. And come on, we got to have some hope here.
Defense is going to be huge. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith are back, so we really got to lock it in.
And guys, we know Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's also. It just seemed like every week now we're playing a quarterback that not only can he throw it, but he can run the football.
Well, that's where JOK has to keep playing at that high level. And I don't know. Are we getting Jordan Hicks back? Because he's a spy on that quarterback that scrambles.
Well, the guy that JOK is a spy guy. He's the guy that we pretty much is going to put there and spy the quarterback because you watched him yesterday. He was somewhat successful.
I think he played a good
Daniels.
game.
Yeah, he was spying them pretty much all the way because anytime we play Baltimore, again JOK assumes and take over that role. So I think he's going to do the same thing against Hurts. So
yeah, Hurts has turned the ball over 5 times this year, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble.
That's why I want the turnovers.
Yeah. Let's take a look around the AFC North as we do.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I was good. I was hoping you went to that Steelers game first. But
oh, okay. You want to save your Ravens for the end. I know you and Ozzy been chatting.
Well, don't be talking about my Ravens. They're not my Ravens. Don't you even try that. I have my Browns, so don't you?
I know.
The one thing that can make you feel good and want to enjoy a garage beer. By the way, Angry Ken garage beer meter stays at a 10, so angry. But what made me feel good was watching the Steelers go down in flames with about 15 seconds to go in the game. For those of you that missed it, Dak Prescott throws a touchdown pass on 4th and goal with about 15 seconds left in the game to break the Steelers' hearts.
And I don't know if you feel bad for him or you
I love it.
Well, because here's the only reason, because Dallas, I hate Dallas too.
I hate the Steelers more.
I hate the Steelers too.
I hate the Steelers more.
And I said, and I was sitting there and I was thinking, because when I got off a plane and I got in, I'm like, why is this game still on? I mean, I couldn't believe it, but they had a 90-minute raid delay. But it was 3rd down. Did you guys wait a minute? First of all, did you guys see when Dallas had it on the 2? It was on the 2-yard line.
Yep.
And I said, they getting ready to just go in. And then one of the Steelers just flies over everything, hit the back in the backfield, fumbles the ball. Dak jumps on the fumble. Now the ball's on the 4-yard line. And what is it? 2nd and 4 or 2nd and goal?
Third, right then. A couple of incompletes, and that was 4th. The game on the line, and that's what a real quarterback does. He wins.
Guys, I'm sitting there and I'm saying, Steelers got a chance to win this game. Steelers going to win this game. Steelers got a chance to win this game. And would you believe it, Dak came on the 4th down and threw that touchdown pass, and the Steelers go home.
Dak is a dog. Dak is a dog.
How about the Bengals-Ravens, though?
Bengals-Ravens.
Well, what can you say? Baltimore is starting to show us be Baltimore, and they're showing us that Derrick Henry is the back that. Can you believe? Now, what do you think Jerry Jones is saying right now? Because he had an opportunity to sign Derrick Henry, and I think Derrick Henry really wanted to go play for Dallas, and Jerry Jones said he didn't have the money.
Have it. Yeah, it was incredible. In fact, that's what turned the game around. He had that long run in overtime, and Cincinnati, their kicker's good, but that rookie holder muffed the snap, and as a result of that, the kick goes wide left. They go to overtime, and then we saw what happened.
Well, I got to give that, I have to say this about that game, too. The head coach, I mean, what was he thinking? I mean, he just played it just too safe. I think he was just looking at his analytics again, like all these guys do, because when Lamar fumbled the ball in overtime, and then he takes it, Gab, and he runs the ball three times. He runs the ball just to get his kicker up there ready to kick. And you're right, that they fumbled the snap.
Fumbled the snap.
Sorry to switch topics. Well, we're still on topic, but it is kind of interesting. We were talking about the Ravens here, what they will do against the Commanders coming up.
Boy, that's going to be
what do you think with the
Gab? That's going to be a big game. I mean, and they're playing that one well, I don't think anyone.
I think that'll be a really good game.
Yeah, and I don't think either one of those teams have a home field advantage because they're right there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they're
That's
right
true.
there
That's
together.
right.
But they're playing in the Ravens Stadium, and I'm telling you, because you're right, Lamar against Daniels.
Yeah.
Two same type quarterbacks, but I think Lamar going to teach the rookie a little lesson there.
Yeah.
Okay, we shall see. That was around the AFC North. We got to do more of our Survivor game. We'll be
Okay,
back with
yeah, that's
Hanford
right.
Dixon.
Am I leading with? I don't know who's leading that.
He
but I
doesn't
think
even know who he picked last week. He comes in and says he won.
But I know I won.
He just knows he won. Okay, we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. It's time for our Survivor game. We've been doing this every week, and for those of you maybe just tuning in, we'll defer to Ken to give us some
Well,
of the...
before you defer to him, you want to know why I'm smiling?
Yeah, because I copied you, and we both won.
You got it. And who's leading?
Are you leading the whole charge?
The top dog is leading.
Of course. I'm surprised this game wasn't your all
What's
your
that
idea.
look about over there? Why are you looking like that? What do you have to say?
Because I haven't had a chance to say anything about Vanderbilt beating Alabama to wipe that smile off your face. The only survivor in college football this weekend from my book was OHIO, baby, Ohio State. Oh, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Gab, I love that you singing the Commodores song and put that Hanford Dixon to bed. All right, Survivor game. You know how it works. You pick the team, you lose, you're out. 3 strikes, you're gone. Person that survives the longest going to get $1,000 donated to the charity of their choice. Update. Yours truly goes with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love Baker Mayfield, but he didn't get it done because Kirk Cousins had a heck of a game, 500-some yards. Strike 3, so I'm eliminated.
You know why? Because you try to ride and die with Baker.
Yeah, I tried to ride and die with Baker. I still would. Gab and Hanford both had Minnesota.
Yeah, the Vikings.
So Gab hanging on for dear life, fingernails on the edge of the cliff. She's got 2 strikes. Hanford with 1 strike. And Patrick, he goes with tonight's New Orleans Saints, Kansas City Chiefs. He got the Saints on a big upset, but he's got 1 strike. So,
Yeah,
all
that's
right, let's go
crazy.
back to this. Let's
I
go
forgot
to
about
this
that,
week.
Pat.
Even though I'm out, I'll save my pick for last, even though it won't really count. Gab, who you got?
Okay, I haven't used the Bengals yet, and they are due for a win, and they're playing the Giants.
All
My
right.
heart is telling me maybe give it a shot. So
Gab's
I'm doing.
going with the
I'm going
Bengals. Her brother, Joe Burrow, which
my fraternal twin brother.
fraternal twin brother. Hanford, who you got?
Well, I want you to go to Pat first. I'm going to defer because Pat is trying to pick my team. So
okay.
I want to see
I'm
if
not
he's
copying you.
I want to see if he's going to stick with it or he's going to change. to
I'm going
somebody.
Atlanta Falcons, guys, over the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
That's an easy layup, I
That's
feel
it.
like.
But you know what? That's
Division
one thing
game.
about the NFL. There's no easy
We
layups
thought,
Isn't that
yeah,
so
we
true?
thought.
Isn't
You know,
that so true?
we thought.
unless you're playing the Browns.
Yep.
Well, I got to stick with that. That was my original pick, that he's copying off of me. So I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to go with the Falcons also.
All right. He's going with the Falcons.
What are you
Oh,
laughing
man.
at
All
over
right,
there?
look at
Why
that.
are you laughing over
true-
there?
I'm trying to
what?
copy
What
you.
are you?
A true defensive back in prevent defense
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know he laughing
Yeah.
over there.
He knows I know ball. He knows I know ball. Man.
Hanford playing
Wow, he
prevent.
waited. That's
Not
so
very top dog
smart.
of you.
Look at this top dog with the strategy out there.
Hanford prevent defense over there. Well,
See?
I'm out of it, but I'm still going to pick. I'm going to go with the Bengals because, hey, Matt,
Wow,
I'm
okay.
coming after you and those Giants, so I'm going with the Bengals.
All right.
We'll get back to everybody next week with the update.
Hey, Guardians are going to win?
Hey, we got to do it. We got to do it tonight. So by the time this episode airs, we better be 2-0 in the ALDS, baby.
So are you excited to?
I am excited. They have us clocking in early, so not that I didn't have my hair done up for you, Hanford, but I had
You are so crazy.
I blow dried it a little bit today because I got to head to the ballpark right after this.
I just got to throw
I
out.
like that. Wait, hold, no, wait a minute. No.
I never woke. I never woke up. I'm still an Indian.
That's the Indians. That's the Guardians.
You know what, though? I got to say something to Gab. She comes in here sometimes. I remember early in the season, she goes, yeah, come on. I don't even really need to wear a whole lot of makeup. We got Guardians game. She comes in. She's got the makeup on, the lipstick. Our beautiful Gab Kreuz here with the flowing blonde hair. You haven't catch it. Go see her up on the big screen over at Progressive Field. By the way, shout out to Lakewood Garage Park. Jensen Lewis and the gang from Big Play Cleveland show. Every game, 2 hours before. Catch us on the our social media channels on X, Twitter, whatever it is, Facebook, Meta, whatever that is. But Indians/Guardians, big win.
I want to say this. If any of you guys go to the game and you see Gab, just come up to her, talk to her, tell her how you watch the show, tell her how much you like the show, and tell her that...
They do, Hanford. I saw somebody at Mapleside Farms yesterday who pulled me aside to say, I really like that. I get it all the
really?
time. They like your show.
Who were you at Mapleside Farms with?
I was on a double date.
Oh.
Are you serious?
So you weren't watching the game is what you're saying.
I was watching the game.
Oh, my God.
I was watching the game from my phone /later. But, yeah, no. You guys are roasting me because I look all nice for the Guardians games, but
Who's going to win the
I
series?
look nice some other times.
You
I
do,
got a
Gab.
little
You always
tomboy
look
in me.
nice.
Who's-
I'll be showing up in my yoga pants.
Oh, and we got to talk about this. We just had one of our
Danny Conlon.
Danny Coughlin
Hate
just
to say it every week.
Yeah,
Somebody.
just passed, and we just want to let him and his family know that we're thinking about him and they're in our prayers. So
Danny was a legend.
yeah.
Legend in this town. He wrote some great books, and I know whenever I'd run into him in town,
Yeah.
he was the first guy to shake your hand, big smile on his face, made you feel like he remembered you. Just a great guy. Going to be missed.
All right, Gab, take it away.
Hey, good show, fellas. We'll be back for more Hanford Dixon show next week. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
You got it.
And we'll see you next time.